It's time for the Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The Trucker John live stream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John live stream. Gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit. Hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well, yeah, it's the Trucker John live stream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John live stream is the best thing you've ever seen.
Donald Trump pardoned this guy, Paul Walzak. And what was Paul Walzak convicted for? What was his crime? Here it is from the New York Times. Between 2016 and 2019, Walzak withheld more than $10 million from the paychecks of his employees under the pretext of using it for their Social Security, Medicare, and federal income taxes. Instead, he used some of the money to buy a $2 million yacht.
Trump speaks so many falsehoods, and we have to ask ourselves,
here are just 3 examples of the Trump slush funds for corruption. 1, the Trump family's new members-only club for Washington elite called the Executive Branch. It's a private club for Trump's closest friends, for foreign oligarchs, CEOs, and billionaires. And according to reports, it only costs about $500,000.
So there's a lot of concern this so-called big, beautiful bill that was approved by the House and is now before the Senate will kick millions of families and children off Medicaid and food stamps and raise our debt by an estimated $3.7 trillion over the next 10 years. But here's something else very important you need to know. Buried in Section 70302 of this big, beautiful bill is a provision that will make it extremely difficult for federal judges to hold any government employee in contempt of court. This means if a government employee like President Donald Trump were to ignore a federal ruling, the judiciary could not force that person to comply by holding them in contempt. According to the Campaign Legal Center, quote, the new rule would be so broad that it could allow any government actor to escape being held accountable for violating court rulings. When asked about this provision at a recent town hall, Congressman Mike Flood of Nebraska had this to say.
This provision was unknown to me when I voted for the bill.
Federal courts have ruled 170 times against the Trump administration. If this bill is passed, which includes this provision, it will put all of those decisions at risk.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. Trucker John.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. If you can't hear me, then I guess you don't do anything. It looks like a thumbs up from the Soulcraft. Well, that was one of these, I think. Hanging loose. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hey, Hedge Enemy's here. Good to see Hedge Enemy. Been a while. There's Brooklyn. Brooklyn says, yeah, thumbs up. All righty. Thanks for being here. Let's see. Do we have some volume issues? Anyhow, guys, let's fucking go. Let's do this. All right, here it is, 11:24 a.m. in the beautiful Pacific time zone. We're already sitting at about, are we in the 90s already? I think we're already 98 degrees. Expected high of 104. Apparently, this is a record. We've set a record for May 31st, all-time high record. If we hit 104, I guess. So anyhow, congratulations, global warming. Climate change, you're kicking ass, man. We're about 10 degrees above average temperature for this time of year, by the way. People think, oh, Las Vegas, it's in the desert. It's 104 degrees every single day. People think that. If they come here and they're not from around here, and it's 104 degrees on May 31st, they think it's 104 degrees every day. Like we don't have weather. Like we don't have ups and downs, and it's weird. It's weird what people think. And let's say we have a cold spell, let's say it drops down to 70. And they fly in, they come in, they go, is it like this every day? And if it rains, does it rain here a lot? And if it's not raining, you guys never get any rain, do you? Come on, people, we get weather. We have weather. We get rain. Yes, we're in a desert, so we don't get as much rain as Seattle, okay? I'll grant you that. But we do get rain. In fact, we might get some rain next week. And the temperatures will drop down into the 80s. And if it starts raining, it'll probably drop even lower than that. And people are going to go, man, it's cold here. Is it always cold here? No, we have weather fronts that come through, okay? Just like every place else in the fucking world. Anyhow, I'm eating some crackers. I see Sandy Foltz, I think was first in the chat. So hello, Sandy. Good to see you. Brooklyn's here. Brooklyn representing. Brooklyn's here in the chat. We got Michael McAndrews. Hey, Michael McAndrews. Good to see you. Thanks for coming by, hanging out with us for a bit. Damon Dog, the big dog's here. Hey, Damon. Good to see you. Michael McAndrews. John is probably eating a donut and watching our chat. I don't have any donuts. I need to go shopping. That's why I'm eating crackers. And I didn't have enough time because I was just lounging around. I was watching Hal. And then it was getting too close to showtime. I was gonna make me some pancakes. And I was like, I don't have time to do that. So I just had some toast with jelly. Which is, it's not like a donut, but kind of, So I was eating toast and jelly and drinking some coffee. And then I'm like, I'm going to have some crackers. I don't know. Yeah, we got the coffee. David in Grand Prairie, Texas. Almost live, but you all may be on shrooms. Somebody call me a doctor. Yeah, that was a funny story that Hal was talking about there. Damon Dog says, I'm doing something new today. I'm dehydrating eggs. My friend with all the chickens has so many eggs, so I took 12 to 18 count cartons, and I'm going to make powdered eggs. Wow, I wouldn't even know the first thing of how to do that. I wouldn't. That sounds like quite a skill to have, perhaps. The Soulcraft's here. Hey, Soulcraft. Just watching a little college baseball and putting together an e-bike. Nice. I want to get one of those e-bikes. They look kind of fun, and I think it would be nice to have, like when I'm having these sort of transportation issues. And if I get one, if I had one that could have like a nice basket on it, and then I could go do my shopping, I think there's a smudge on my glasses, and I'm going to see if I can take care of it real quick. Glasses, no matter how, I try not to put a big fingerprint on it. I always manage to somehow put a big fingerprint on it, on my glasses. I think this is better. Alrighty. Let's see. What do I got go? Gary, can I call you Gary? Is here. It says, hey, Brooklyn, New York 471. I am assuming that the kidney has eyebrows. Oh, did I must have skipped something that Brooklyn said, maybe about eyebrows or something. Trying to get that eyebrow conversation going, I guess. We can never talk too much about eyebrows, apparently, on this show. Gary, can I call you Gary? Says, TJ, do you have the crown thing that Hal had? Don't think so. Not yet. Sometimes they YouTube will wheel out a new thing, and it kind of comes in piecemeal, to various, content creators like myself. Eventually, I'll probably get it, but I don't see it. I don't see it now. I don't think so. I don't think I have it. Yeah. The Soulcraft says, I'm lax at people because my phone has terrible keyboard layout. Oh, when you at somebody. Elton Gillespie, all the way from Paradise, Texas. Howdy, y'all. Or howdy all. Didn't say y'all. Hey, Elton, good to see you, by the way. Good, thanks for dropping by. Wes Webb is here. Must be asleep. I was wide awake. I was just making you guys wait and trying to get some people to come on in. We got 35 watching, but only 25 thumbs up. So shame on those folks that haven't hit that thumbs up button yet. Shame on you. Brooklyn, he can put a donut on his head. I'm just skipping down here a little bit. It says, Soulcraft, I've gotten in a really bad habit of just eating once a day, but like from 6 to 8:30. Now that's called grazing. Yeah, you're just grazing all day. Brooklyn wants some Chinese food. I have a feeling that our main topic today may be food or food related. I don't know. The Soulcraft says, I want to do that small meal plan, like 8 small meals a day. It's supposed to ramp up your metabolism. Alrighty then. Damon Dog says, me too, Soulcraft. I'm not hungry until late. I don't know when to stop. I got to cut the carbs again. Lost 70 when I did that last year. Soulcraft says, I'm skinny everywhere, but that little spare tire I struggle to keep off. The struggle is real, folks. The struggle is real. Gary, can I call you? Gary said, the local pizza place has a buffet and a cute waitress. I'm gaining weight. I get it because there's a cute waitress, so you keep going back, like to check out the cute waitress, but then then you have to eat the buffet food, and then like it's just a lot of food, and it makes you gain weight. I think I get it. Jerry Follows Pool Boy says maybe she's not that cute, and it's just the pizza. I don't know about that, but Jerry Falwell's Pizza. Welcome to the chat. Good to see you. I think. Music says Trump is a liar. What? I know, right? What? Really? No, it can't be. It can't be. Oh, Wes Webb, I'm an oligarch and I'm okay. You wish you were an oligarch, buddy. You wish. Wes Webb just letting everybody know that the Barbara Streisand duets album is very good. Well, thanks for letting us know. Aaron West is here. Hey, Aaron, good to see you. Thanks for coming in here and moderating this crew, this motley crew. Alton Gillespie coming through fine, TJ. Thanks, Alton. Yeah, that's how far I am behind in the chat. This is I'm still just at the part where I was just coming on and asking for the thumbs ups. And you guys can all hear me, so that's good. I'm glad you guys can hear me. There's nothing more frustrating than doing about 20 minutes and then discovering that the mic was off the whole time. And usually when that happens, it's not just the babble that you've just heard. Usually I'm off on some rant it's just pure gold. It's like the most magnificent thing you've ever heard in your life. And then I discovered the mic wasn't on. And then I'm like, there's no way I could repeat what I just said. I'm like, oh. So it's frustrating. It's frustrating. Hegemony says, going to make it all the way to June without turning on my AC. Oklahoma's cooler this year. Usually it's boiling already. Wow. Enjoy the cool weather while you can. That's what I always say. Whenever we have a cool day here or a cool stretch, I just try to just savor the moment. Because I know our 110, 115 degree, 120 degree heat is on the way. And what I hate the most about those days, when we can start getting into July and August, the thing I hate the most, it's not really the 120 degree heat during the day. It's the 100 degree heat all through the night. That's what I hate, because it's like you just never get a break. It's just like 24 hours, 24/7 of just 100 plus degree heat. And there's no, so at least now, like it's 104 today, but at least during the night, it's going to cool down to 80, or high 70s even, or low 70s sometimes. So now, at least now we're getting, you get a relief during the night. But those days when it's 115 and 118 and 120, the lowest it'll get is maybe 100. It might drop down to 100 at 3 a.m., But no, those are kind of fun nights, though. If you have your own pool, let's say and you're up and you want to jump in the pool, that could be kind of fun. But I don't have there's a pool here, but I don't use it. But I just don't like those just continue 20, 30, 40, 50 days in a row where the temperature never goes under 100. That's tough. That's when it's tough. Brooklyn says, I bought two new ceiling fans. We had one hot day. Wow. The Soulcraft only 80 here now, but humidity is almost always heavy. How are the rocks growing? Michael says, I don't know what that's about. Brooklyn TJ coming in hot. Music says, I'm an Uber driver in Chicago. Everyone asks, is traffic always this way? Bad out of towner to or from the airport. About every every out of towner. Yeah, I get the same thing too. Like if it's a Monday and it's not real busy, people are like, "Is it always this dead?" And if it's a Friday and there's just traffic everywhere and people all over walking, is it always this crowded? Is it always this busy? I guess people are just trying to make conversation. I don't know. Joseph Winnie's here. Hey, Joseph, good to see you. Thanks for coming on in. Hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well as well, Joseph Winnie. Search for You is here. I just discovered Uncrustables. Oh, really? I used to give those to my kids, like back 20-something years ago. And I would, eat one every now and then. And yeah, they were good. They're good. Get the grape jelly, even though I'm more of a strawberry jelly kind of guy. But I like a good grape jelly. I'm mid thread. They both live in LV. I don't know who we're talking about. You talking about me and Hal? We do both live in LV. William's here. Says hello, trucker, and everyone else. Hello, William. Good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. Thanks for hanging out. Let's hang out. Let's have a hangout. What do you guys? Are you guys? I've got coffee. What are you guys sipping on right now, if anything? I hope your coffee is as good as mine, as Texas Paul would say. I don't have any. Mine just says Las Vegas, and the mug is all scratched. But maybe someday I'll have my own line of mugs. Jolie has a nice list of little sayings that I've said over the years, and we might someday get some mugs out with my little sayings on them. Jay Follows Footboy says, thanks, music. I know a few people who flew out of O'Hare recently and said it was a nightmare. Damon Dog says, I can dehydrate 36 eggs at a time, 10 hours, so it's going to take several days. Michael McAndrew says, Jerry Follows Pool Boy John has been, I'm mid-thread of a conversation. Let's see, John's been a Hal's fan for a while back. John also loves to have his podcast and decided to have it before after Hal's. He is the Cool Down podcast, though. I guess you guys were talking about, like, why is he doing this? Anyhow, I'm a big Hal Sparks fan, and yeah. I was even on his show once. Very proud to say. I'm a guest on his show one time. I don't know if he'll ever have me back or not, but I was on there. And I've met Hal after a Nerd Halen concert. So there. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. I'm just kidding. Nick Rich, like number 20. Hey, Nick Rich, good to see you. Good day, all. Good day, mate. Like number 20. I don't have the whatever that thing you guys were asking about. West Webb, the driving is fine on Route 90 until you hit the airport, so it must be the fault of the airport? I don't know. Lots of traffic. Lots of people getting there. Bonnie Thompson, $9.99 super sticker. Thank you so much. Yippee to Bonnie Thompson. You get a yippee for that. Says I'm going to have a cabbage salad for dinner and watch Big Trouble in Little China again. And I think that's one of Hal Sparks' favorite movies, by the way. Thank you, Bonnie, for that. I do appreciate you. Music, my bad. Thanks for the reminder, TJ. I don't even remember what I was remembering. I don't even remember what I reminded you about at this point. But I'm glad that I was of service. I could be of service. Nick Rich says, I checked out the leaderboard thingy. It's just rolling out. YouTube decides who gets it now. Yeah, they kind of roll them out and they slowly, and they kind of, I guess, get feedback on it. So I haven't gotten it yet, but eventually I probably will. Um, Sandy Foltz, what type of stuff do you enjoy in the spring and summertime? By stuff, you just mean like anything, like food or things that I like to do. Well, I used to like to, go hiking and camping and all that kind of stuff. But now I don't do anything. I'm just old and I just sit on my ass. And I know I need to go out. I need to get out more, definitely. But out here in this heat, I really don't feel like doing anything. At least, I don't know. I've lived in other areas, like even in the desert where I grew up. At least spring was usually pretty nice. But now this year we hardly had a spring at all. I mean, it seems like we had just some cold, rainy days, and then it would warm up for a couple of days, and then it would get hot, and then it would back to having some cold and rainy days. We never really had very many. Usually we have a solid 2 or 3 months of just nice 70, 75 degrees, daytime high, maybe 80. But we've been getting these days where it's like it's kind of cold and rainy, like in the 60s, and then it'll warm up to the 90s. And we really haven't had a nice spring this spring. This was probably one of the worst springs I think I've ever seen in terms of weather, West Webb, I can eat whenever I want as long as I have food in the house. That does help. If you have food in the house, if you're going to eat whenever you want, it does help that you have food in the house. Unless you're just always calling, DoorDash or Uber Eats or whatever. And that can get a little pricey. Diamond Dog says Panda Express is having a run on orange chicken. That's funny. And I do like orange chicken, though. Gary, can I call you? Gary says, I have to get my money's worth at the buffet. I'll eat $40 worth of sushi at the Asian buffet for $20. That's why I don't like buffets. Because I'm a little bit one of those kind of weight challenged kind of people, if that's a way of putting it. And so I really don't need to sit down and eat like a 40,000 calorie meal. But if I'm at a buffet, and especially a lot of buffets, especially here in Vegas, they're not as cheap as they used to be. Buffets you used to be able to find some good deals on it, but now they're pretty expensive. But but regardless, even if I'm at the somewhere on the road and it's a reasonably priced buffet or whatever, still you want to get your money's worth, And so I'm going to make 3 or 4 trips back to the food line there, and whereas normally if I just ordered a regular meal off the menu, you have one plate, right, or whatever. But if you're at a buffet, you're like, yeah, I'm going to keep loading this up, man. And so it's good, which is okay to do every now and then. But I just can't. I try to avoid buffets if I can, because otherwise, this beautiful body that you see here would be bigger and bolder. And believe me, I don't need that. Let's see. Sandy Foltz says it could be food or bands, maybe boating, maybe swimming, maybe barbecues. Yeah, all that stuff would be fun. I just don't do any of that. I don't, I'm really lately. I mean, like when I was younger, in my 20s and 30s, I used to do all that kind of stuff. But it seems like once I got into trucking, my whole life kind of went to shit, I think, actually. Because I was just on the road constantly, didn't do anything, hardly ever, Music says, I chain smoke cigarettes, drink 2 pots of coffee, and take prescription stimulants. It is my master diet plan. Wow. Hey, man, if it works, who am I? Who am I to judge? Bonnie Thompson, bake that spaghetti in the oven. Throw some cheese on it. Yeah, sounds tasty. Jerry Falwell's Full Boy, you should publish that in a diet book at Music. Brooklyn, New York, everyone cooks here but me. I cook a little bit. Mainly my breakfasts. As far as like cooking eggs and just basic eggs, bacon, sausage, hash browns, stuff like that. And then I like to buy those like hamburger patties, and then sometimes I'll just make myself a cheeseburger at the house here, and then everything else is pretty much kind of like these microwave dinners. I've been getting these. Sometimes Albertsons will have them on sale, so I'll stock up on these little frozen dinners. A lot of it's like pasta. I got some of those Marie Callender frozen dinners or whatever, and they're pretty good. Most of those are like the pasta dishes. And what I've found is what I like to do is I heat it up in the microwave, and while it's microwaving, I heat up my pan on the stove, put a little oil in it, and then after I cook the pasta in the microwave, then I throw it in the pan, and I kind of stir it around and let it cook up in the oil and in the pan for a few minutes, and then it's for some reason it just makes it seem like not like nasty microwave food. It's actually kind of good, which is kind of weird. I think it's weird. I don't know. The Soulcraft says, wouldn't say cook. In my case, heat up is probably a better description. Yeah, I hear you on that. David Dog says, I once went on stem fast diet in the 90s. A stem is the glass pipe used to smoke crack. Oh, Damon Dog. West Webb says, stimulants are not sinful. Ask the millions of ADHD folks who take them to focus. Who said they were sinful? I don't know. But yeah, all things in moderation, or in certain cases, if you're being prescribed things, maybe it's I don't see the sin in that. It's when people just take them like they're self-medicating or whatever. They're just getting like let's say maybe like a Donald Trump, for instance, who just gets Adderall and snorts Adderall. I don't believe he's being prescribed that Adderall, or he's not being told to crush it up and snort it, Anyhow, whatever. West Webb, I mostly pay attention to indoor temps and humidity. Hedge Enemy says, yeah, it does that in Oklahoma starting about mid-June through until September sometimes. Joseph Winnie, I love Oregon. Oregon, I always, as a driver, I would go through states, and I would always think, if I were to leave California, where would it be? Where would I go? And Oregon and Washington State and Oregon were probably my two top states. And I think Colorado was third, probably. Nevada, I don't think Nevada was even on the list. And here I am sitting in Nevada. But yeah, Oregon is beautiful. I love Oregon. I always felt like Oregon was the perfect, like between California, Oregon, and Washington. I always felt like Oregon was the great sort of perfect mix of California and Washington, or at least Northern California and Washington, weather-wise, Brooklyn says, my ex-sister-in-law started smoking at 28 because she thought she would lose weight. Did it work? See, it's not that cigarettes make you lose weight. It's that, from what I've heard, I've never been a big smoker, but it's that it takes the place of like craving, like food cravings, or That's why people smoke, or they like to smoke, because if they don't smoke, then they start feeding their stuff in their face with food and snacks. But when they're smoking, they're just smoking and they're not eating. That's the thing. Nick Rich has been exceptionally cool lately in my neighborhood, 55 degrees Fahrenheit. Thanks for using Fahrenheit, by the way, because that whole Celsius shit just, goes right over my head. Josh, do your laundry in the pool. Why? Gary Cuddy called me Gary. High of 72 expected in West Virginia. Doesn't sound too bad. The Soulcraft. It's not like here though, where you need gills to breathe this vapor we call air. Yeah, I cannot live. I don't think I can live in a really high humid area, especially like in the summer and stuff. Brooklyn, New York says when it reaches 100% humidity, do we all drown? Probably feels like it. Sandy Foltz says it's 43 in Niagara Falls. Wow, that's chilly. That's downright chilly over there in Niagara Falls. Damon Dog says new Trump name equal Farty7. Farty7, that's funny. Gary, can I call you Gary? I like blackberry jelly or jam. Yeah, blackberry's fine. It's a bit bougie. No, not really. I'm a strawberry. I'm a strawberry jam guy, kind of guy. But I'll eat other jams and jellies and go, this is good. This is really good. Even grape. For some reason, grape to me, it seems so generic or whatever, or common maybe. But every now and then I'll have jelly. I mean, I'll have grape jelly, and I'm like, this grape jelly is really good. No wonder everyone loves it, or no wonder it's so common, or whatever. I don't know what pumpkin skins. Oh, was Gary talking about pumpkin skins? I kind of skipped down a little bit, so I don't know. Music says I'm so out of tune with my own life. I don't even know what jelly I prefer. Yeah. What? What? You don't know what jelly you prefer? I know it's kind of, we talk about some weird shit here on the Truck and John live stream, or the True Joe live zooms. Nick Rich says it's just a bit warmer farther down. Sandy Foltz. Jerry Follows Boy says grape jam kicks grape jelly's ass. Soulcraft says me too. Just bought strawberry jelly. Sandy Foltz bottled water. Yes, I do have some bottled water right here as I speak. It's Aquafina. It's basically tap water that's been purified. But I bought it. I buy bottled water. I usually get Crystal Geyser, which is a natural spring in California, but I have to do some shopping. Hegemony about a half of this. I was asking what people drink. We're drinking around. So Sandy, see, that's how far behind I am in the chat, and then I forget what I said. I was asking people what they're drinking because I have coffee, and I do have a bottle of water here that I have not opened yet, but I probably will at some point. So Sandy's got the water. Hegemony's got some unsweetened tea. I guess Nick is going to get a refill of coffee. Wes Webb has got tea going. Oranges and spice. Big L, constant comment. That's Wes Webb's weekend tea, don't you know? He has separate teas, some for the weekend and some for weekdays. And no one would ever mix the two. by the way. I don't know. Josh is here. Gary Kennecolor here. I do have pumpkin butter in the fridge right now. Wow, pumpkin! I didn't even know pumpkin butter existed. West Webb, I prefer jam or preserves. Oh, I'm sort of speaking generically, it's kind of all inclusive. When I'm talking about jellies and jams, I'm kind of, I'm not, don't hold me to that because I think I usually buy strawberry jam, not jelly. Okay, as opposed to preserves, I don't really get preserves. I get jam, but I'm not gonna hold it against you. I think those are all kind of very close in the same family of foods. Uh, so sometimes the terms get mixed up or whatever, and I don't think it's that big of a deal. The Soulcraft says I bought frozen pierogies, never had one in my life, so throwing them in the oven and trying this thing. I think I've had a pierogi, but I don't remember what I don't remember what it looks like or what it is. But I think I had one. I think I've had it. Michael McAndrew says I remember the house show when you were the guest, John. It was great. Thank you, Michael. Thank you for remembering, and thank you for saying it was great, even if it wasn't. But thank you so much. Joseph Winnie says apricot preserves are the best. Yummy. Aaron West, I met Hal too. Cool, Aaron. Where'd you guys meet at? Was it the sexy liberals? Meet and grope type of a deal. Edge Enemy, I love that movie. I don't know what movie we're talking about now. West Webb haven't eaten pierogies since the Polish ladies closed their restaurant. Those dang Polish ladies. Jerry Falwell's pool boy says, sorry, I have the munchies apparently. Now we're all going to have them because we're all talking about food. Brooklyn, New York 47 says, I have a bag of sweet potatoes I have to remember to cook so their eyes don't follow me at night. Yo, gotta cook those potatoes, sweet potatoes. Barney Thompson says, is it just me, or did Big Trouble in Little China need a sequel? You know what? I've seen the movie, but I think it's been so many decades since I've seen it that I don't remember how it ended. Brooklyn says, we haven't had fall or spring for years. Wow. Gary, can you call me Gary? Says, it's been raining more than 50% of the days this spring in West Virginia. West Virginia, Mountain Mama. Michael McAndrew says, there was this place in Texas that had the best sausages in a biscuit. I forgot what they are called. I tried to make them, but mine are not as good. Yeah, man. That sounds good. If you can get some good sausage and a good biscuit, put it together, all together into a sandwich, that sounds pretty good. Jerry Falwell's pool boy says, just put another bag of potatoes next to them and they will stare at each other and leave you alone. That's a good one. Yeah, that's good advice there. Damon Dog says, Brooklyn, that's why you never bend over in a potato patch. Nick Witch, 11:45? Wow, I'm like 18 minutes back. I'm 18 minutes behind you. In case you were wondering. Ooh. See, I think... Oh, look at there. The management or whatever, they clean out these units, and they just toss the old furniture right over the ledge. They just tossed out a really nice looking table. I should go grab that table. It's a round table. I don't know if it's damaged now because they just chucked it over the railing. Should I go out there and see if I can take it? Because from what I can see, it looks kind of cool, but it might be all fucked up. I don't know. I could probably use a table at some point. Oh, guys, I might take a little break. I might put my shoes on and see if I can drag this table back into my apartment. Should I do it? Should I do it? Someone said go grab it. I think hurry up and grab the table, John, as we're checking out. I'm gonna do it. All right. I'm kind of embarrassed or shy. I guess I'm shy maybe because I don't really do that kind of thing usually. I mean, whoops. I don't even know if I can lift it. I mean, because I'm old and weak and frail at this point in my life. In my younger days, I could probably just have no problems carrying it, but I'm not even sure if I can. I'm gonna go look at it. Okay, guys, let's take a little. You guys talk amongst yourselves. Search for your ain't no shame in dumpster diving, and that's where because they do have a huge dumpster, and I think they just go through these apartments and they throw shit in that dumpster, and it might be good. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna put some shoes on. I feel weird. I just feel weird doing this. Oh shoot! I think someone's getting it. Okay, I got the table. You guys still there? I grabbed this. This is the leg, part of the leg. I think I can fix it. They tossed it out the window. Let's see if I put this under there. Look at there. It's perfect. So let's see. Can you guys see it? There it is. I just figured if wherever I move to, I'm gonna need. And there's the leg. I just put it under. It looks like it's completely level and perfect. The little leg thing had come off. I don't know if it came off. I just wanted to make sure I could take it. And I said, "Hey, can I take the table?" And they were like, and the guy goes, "You know the leg is broken or something like that." And I go, "Yeah, but I think I can fix it." And he goes, "Yeah, help yourself, you know." And so there it is. I mean, it's a little, worn. Since I'm moving the camera around, it might be buffering or in front of the curtain or whatever. I don't know. Let's see. Which way does this go? I keep going the wrong direction, I think. Ah! All right, I think that's about right. All right, so yeah, look at there. I got me a table. Just something more for me to have to move when I move, but it was pretty light. I picked it up pretty easily. So wasn't too bad. So where was I? Where did I leave off? I don't know. Here's where I'm at. It just talks about dirty socks. Someone was talking about dirty socks. Here's Richard from Australia. Stupid Trump recommended taking disinfectants to combat COVID. Gary Kennecally, Gary, I would love a Paula Deen buffet. Big Hook, the Big Canucks here says, by the way, thanks for being here, Big Hook. Big Hook says, old bones prefer hot climates, I guess. Well, yeah, it's for people who have, I guess, arthritis or whatever. I mean, I guess the drier climates are better. Hey, non-useless here says, my father was born on the side of Mount Hood in a log cabin in 1935. Brooklyn, she's been smoking for 30 years. And no, cigarettes didn't work. Jerry Follows Pool Boy sounds like a good first line for a blues song at non-useful. My father was born on the side of the mountain. Terrence Bunce is here. Hey, Terrence, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Says climbed Mount St. Helens. There's always someone in the group scaring us by saying, "Whoa, stop! Did you feel that?" Funny, huh? Funny. People got to be funny. Richard says Yul Brynner did an ad where he said, "Don't smoke. Whatever you do, don't smoke." And I think, was that when he had the hole in his throat or something? Jerry Falwell's pool boy, so she smokes and is fat. Dangerous combo. West Webb, 20 to 30 Celsius is pretty comfortable. You just had to go there, didn't you, Wes? With the Celsius. 70 volts. I like grape jam. See there? It's good. But I am more of a strawberry guy. Richard says there is no longer a Republican Party, but rather a Trump-looking party. Party! Party. Richard, peanut butter and jelly. I like me a good peanut butter and jelly sandwich every now and then. West Web says, I think so too, Richard, although a lot of Republicans I know think that he is great. They love his craziness. He's just joking around. Oh, yeah, let's elect a president because based on he's crazy and jokes around, because being president isn't really serious. It's just a figurehead. How many times I heard that over the years? The president is just a figurehead. Non-useful. My uncles helped build the Timberline Lodge in Mount Hood. I believe that is that the one that was in The Shining. The Shining, maybe. Damon Dog. Aquafina translations equals the end of water. Oh, and by the way, West Web, black or Earl Grey during the week. Bonnie Thompson, why can't aliens abduct Trump? They don't even want his fucking stinky ass. Nick Rich, 12 noon in Vegas. I'm 20 minutes behind now. So I'm going to be skipping down, guys. I'm going to be skipping down in the chat. All right. Oh, yeah. Aaron West says, I met Hal at Sexy Liberal Meet and Group. Yes. Sounds like a great time. Richard says, I believe Elvis Presley ate too many peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Not only that, but he ate, I think, fried peanut butter and jelly sandwiches with bananas in it, which sounds delicious. But again, folks, all things in moderation. Let me skip on down a little bit here. Do you love the silver-haired God? I don't believe I've seen that handle before, so thanks for being here. It says, Gary, can I call you Gary? I prefer smoking something a little more leafy and green. Sandy Foth says, go grab that table. And I did. It's right here. It's right here. Right here. With very, very little damage. Soulcast says we'll be here. Sandy, just drag it. I actually was able to pick it up and carry it. I'm so strong. Bonnie Thompson, now we can take over the stream. Yeah, you guys. That was your chance. Nick Rich says, I found a 120-year-old Bible in the trash. Wow. That's a pretty good find. You know. Skipping down. Pamela, I hope TJ didn't lock himself out. I did not. Because I'm back. Nick Rich says, my buddy found an old desktop dial phone in the trash and gave it to me. It still works? Wow. That's pretty cool. Bonnie Thompson, call Chuck Norris. I'm sort of just cherry picking some of these, so they're out of context. Toilet flush. I did not use the toilet. I don't know if there was something that sounded like that, but so here it is. I guess this is when I brought it back. Bonnie Thompson says looks good. Nick Rich says anything fixable, especially with duct tape. Just asked red green. There we go with red green again, which I have not checked out yet. Search for You says that's huge. Yeah, it's a little bit big for a nightstand, but I like the height of it. It's sort of a perfect height. Like the ones that they have here, the ones that came here, the little black ones are kind of low, which is okay. But this looks like the perfect height because I'm thinking about my my CPAP machine, and being round like this, it's kind of hard. It doesn't really fit very well, like in here, but I'll make it work. Anyhow, Aaron says, nice, John. Damon Dog says that's a nice table. And if I was really handy and had tools, I could like sand it down and like refinish it. But I'm not handy, and I don't have a. I mean, I could go buy a sander and, you know, give it a nice finish, a nice lacquer finish or something. Anyhow, but I probably won't do all that. Sandy says, nice table. Search for You says, a little old English and it will be good as new. Yeah, well, there are definitely like where it's worn down. Who knows how long it was up there. It might have been in that room for 20 years, you know. Nick Rich, never bitch at a computer glitch. Brooklyn, they don't make them like that anymore. This is pretty sturdy. They chucked it off a second story balcony, and really, I don't see any damage whatsoever. The only thing is that little foot thing came off, and I think it might have already been off because he said, you know, about the foot thing broke. Anyhow, but that's the only thing, and all I did was jam it back underneath there, and it's working fine. Marcia says the table looks fine, TJ. Thank you. Yeah, I think I got a good. And the place up there looked pretty empty. All it has a black couch, just like mine. That's probably not going, I guess. But everything else looked pretty much gone in there. I think they're just gutting it out. Sometimes people are in these rooms for a while, so I think they gut them out and they rehab the whole room. Because I've seen them chuck stuff before. Not something like this look nice. Usually just a bunch of boards and wood and stuff that just doesn't look, you know,